Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness with David McDonald, the GOAT, day 130. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Liz. How's it going, guys? Good morning. Good morning. All righty, let's get to it. So first, we're going to get into our meditation routine. I'll see you guys on the other side. Alrighty, welcome back. So that was our Rodolfo. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Now we're getting into our reading routine here. So we're still in Think and Grow Rich, and if you don't have a book to read, that's okay. Just go ahead and pull up some literature on your book on your cellular phone, and or if you have a book laying around, you can grab that. So with that, I'll see you guys all on the other side. Alrighty, welcome back. Welcome back. So we've just completed our reading routine, and now we're going to move on to our journaling routine. So in our journaling routine, what I usually like to do is I like to start off by writing what I'm grateful for, which in the mornings is waking up and um, waking up and having exceptional health or being in exceptional health. Those are the two most important things to me. Thankful for in the morning, and so I write those down in my journal, and then I proceed to write a number of other. Um, hey, Benas, how's it going? Good morning. But then I go to proceed to write down other things that I'm grateful for. So things that happened, yesterday that I manifested for myself, realities, and I just find appreciation really just to notice things, and talk and just put things down that I learned throughout the day about myself and meeting other people, ambitions, things that are in your mind that may be troubling you, or things in your mind that make you really happy, whatever it is, just go ahead and journal that. So we're creating a manifest. We're creating a manifest for ourselves to, refer back to, as we're on our journey to greatness. And so as things happen, you always have a reference point to say, I always knew I was great, essentially. So with that, see you guys on the other side. Good morning, Shayna. How's it going? All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. So to conclude our session today, we briefly went over here. We briefly went over a couple things in the book today. And I think the biggest principle and philosophy that I was able to draw from it is the world is changing. And, I think it has changed already. And a lot of the services and businesses that are being ran are primarily customer focused now. People, the public, it's the public who decides, who's going to be the most relevant. It's the public who decides, whether a business is going to do well or not. And it's interesting to kind of get a snapshot of the past time because, Napoleon was talking about, before the Great Depression actually happened in the United States of America, streetcars, the operators were really rude to all the people. And because people didn't have a secondary alternative of travel, other than walking, the street, they got away with it. And so, he mentioned that railroads are pretty much deteriorating, and they're having financial difficulty. Now we've kind of segued into, this light rail system. But the idea of railroads traveling from, coast to coast, is almost a thing of the past, but, still very obviously very prevalent, but it's more of a thing of the past because we have other means of transportation. We've upgraded as a society and as a people to efficiently travel packages and merchandise from point A to point B. And so, he's just saying that, this world it's not about, having that employee that you're going to drive into the ground, to work for you. You don't have that employee anymore that's just going to be, working for you 60 hours a week, and that you have to level. You have to be level and you have to be balanced with the people that are working with you, as partners rather than for you as employees. And so it's just an interesting dichotomy that he pointed out today. And it all came from the Great Depression. People put all of their power into government hands and into business owners' hands and gave them all the power. Once the Great Depression happened, the mahogany doors, as Napoleon Hill says, it came off of the doors of banks. So the bankers have open concepts where when you walk into the bank, you can see the teller, you can see everything. There's no more smoking mirrors, essentially. And I think that's great, because first off, you should just respect everyone, and everybody deserves to be, treated equally, no matter how much money you have. And so, again, the respect and the principle of you earning it and being able to dream big enough to create this manifestation that benefits all people is a very respectable thing and a very appreciative thing. But again, it doesn't give you leverage. It doesn't give anybody leverage, to treat anybody else or abuse the power that you've been, blessed with manifesting for yourself. And so courtesy and service are the watchwords of merchandising today, and apply to the person who is marketing personal services even more directly than to the employer whom he serves. Because in the final analysis, both the employer and the employee are employed by the public they serve. If they fail to serve well, they will pay by the loss of their privilege of serving. We can all remember the time when the gas meter reader pounded on the door hard enough to break the panels. When the door was open, he pushed his way in uninvited with a scowl on his face, which plainly said, "What the hell did you keep me waiting for?" All that has undergone to change. The meter man now conducts himself as a gentleman who is delighted to be at your service, sir. Before, the gas companies learned that their scowling meter men were accumulating liabilities never to be cleared away. The polite salesman of oil burners came along and did a land office business. So, again, it just kind of goes to the principle that, at the end of the day, we have to respect each other. We have to respect the people around us. And then it briefly goes into, why we had the Great Depression, why we even went into, that negative spiral. And even in 2008, why are these things happening? If there's a cause, if there's an effect. So if we feel the effect of a downturn economy, there's a cause for that. What is the cause? And it's people potentially, just fondling and irresponsibly spending the country's money, And so I think, he makes a really good point here, and it's something that we don't really call attention to too much, or at least people do, but it seems like as if as a society we don't really hear it too often as a collective, that there's an effect, there's something that happened to us. What was the cause, and how come the people and the systems that are in process are still operating the way that they are. And so I just really appreciate that. And then the overall idea of it all is not to start a revolution, obviously, but to be mindful and the premise of a depression or the premise of a downturn economy, if there's somebody who's abusing power, the thing is there's enough natural resources and money to go around for everybody, especially in the U.S., only if you include the U.S., okay? So if all the money is circulating and everyone is doing well by each other, we're not going to have, more than likely, what the book is suggesting is that we will not have a downturn economy. The man shall reap what he sows. So the book is suggesting that there's a bunch of people who are in power and have these resources and this money available to them, but instead of them sowing so they can reap, they're just reaping the benefits. So they're taking everything and exhausting all the resources, and they're not putting anything back into the system. If I have this cup of water in my hand, and I drink all of the contents within, and I finish all the contents within, what's going to happen? It's just going to be an empty cup. I have to go back to the faucet and I have to fill it up again. And then what happens if the water system that I was drinking out of had a limit? And when in reality, I'm supposed to go out to the well, fill up my water gallon that I have, in my refrigerator, let's say, for example, and then I can continue using it, right? Boom, I got to go do the work. I got to go outside and check this well, and source this water so that I can have my water every single day. Well, it's the same thing with, natural resources and money. This stuff circles around us so fluidly. And so the book is suggesting, which is interesting, is people are just take. They don't ever give. And when we wrote our affirmations, so I wrapped this in to maybe 40 pages ago in our book, we wrote a millionaire statement. So for all of us to become millionaires, we wrote a statement, a declaration of how much money we were going to make by what time, right? But then the caveat to that, or the second part of that, which the book talks about, that is interestingly now, pretty much sewing back into the pages of the book 40 pages later, is what are you going to give back? Which is a very good point. What are you going to give back, and how are you going to accumulate the wealth that you're manifesting for yourself? And so what he's saying is that, always taking is not a good thing. So if you feel like, and I've heard this actually in other podcasts or, talks that I've listened to, you don't always want to be the person with your hand out. You want to, and because people may just like you and want to give you everything. But see, the thing is, and I think the natural universe, the way that it works is, we're here to serve each other. And when you always have your hand out and people are always, giving you stuff and you're always receiving it openly, rather than, kindly declining it, or just being humble in the state of, just being in the presence of. Now, I'm not saying don't accept anything that anybody gives you. If people want to give you the world, take it, But my point is don't be in a mental place of always taking. Look to give back. Look to give, time back into the cause or into the circulation of kindness. And I think that'll take us a long way if we just remind ourselves of that every day, because it is easy to take, obviously, and sometimes we can get caught up in that. And so, as a gentle reminder, I think this book definitely touched that on the head. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has an excellent Saturday today. Thank you for joining me for day 130 with DMD, David McDonald, the GOAT. And if you, everybody who jumped on the message board, thank you for doing that. We do have our network social today, our lunch. And so it's just going to be a venue if you want to come by and bounce ideas off of great people, and or just have good communication, or just kind of, create a new network for yourself. If you're redefining yourself, you want to, up level the space that you're in, please come by to Joey's in South Center at between 12 and 1 or 12 and 2. We'll be there for a couple hours, and I think it'll be and I'm gonna eat lunch, so I'm gonna have eat my lunch or what have you. So I'll be there. If all you bring your spouse, bring your girlfriend, bring whoever, and I think that will be a good time, just to kind of celebrate each other and just hang loose for a little while. So without further ado, if you could go to the Journey to Greatness page, that would be awesome. And just click, here I tagged the group. So if you want to become a member, just go ahead and click add, become a member, or just go to the Journey to Greatness page and like it, throw a like on there. That's cool. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate it, man. Wish you could be there, buddy. But, nonetheless, we appreciate you always, showing your dedication and getting online every day. So thank you. So, it'll be good. So I'll see you guys all today. Everybody who's going to show up, please, just show up. This is, we're getting back to, getting out of our cell phones and off of Facebook, and we're turning it into a real life thing. And I think the movement becomes more powerful when we can all connect on a physical level or in person. And so I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have the best day of your life today. Continue being great. Continue being splendid. And I'll see you guys later today and or tomorrow at 5 a.m. See you.